season long, and really did a tremendous job in getting us started here today. And now the teams are ready to hit the floor. Let's take a look at the Corsairs. They're starting five unchanged at this stage in the year. Why mess with it? Nakira Examond, Ashley Brown, Chelsea Houlihan, Leah Dowdy, and Alicia Cutill. What an amazing group that has coalesced into for UMass Dartmouth this season. And they will be opposed by an unchanged lineup over on the other side for UMass Boston as well. As you see the Beacons wearing their road black uniforms. Grassi, Vital, Matthew, Williams, and Kelsey, the starting five for the Beacons. And we are underway. UMass Dartmouth has got the ball first, going from left to right on your screen. As there's the entry down low to Nakira Examond, blocked on the way up, ball goes out of bounds. Corsairs will keep it. Your officials for today's game, Frank Moore, Renee Turigny, and Mike Walsh. See Chelsea Houlihan, one of three seniors on this Corsair squad, putting the ball into the wing. Lobbed over to the left side. Houlihan's been a first quarter spark plug offensively. That time her pass goes off the base of the backboard, and hey, she'll get an assist for that. Not too proud to take it. Bounced right into Nakira Examond's hands, and the Corsairs are on the board to start Championship Saturday as they've got the lead by a score of 2-0. Ball up top now for Williams. Thrown to the corner, too high for Vital. Vital, just 5'1", went up to the apex of her leap, tried to bring that in, couldn't do it, and the turnover gets the Corsairs the quick start. Winner of today's game gains automatic qualification into the 2018 NCAA tournament, which will be seeded and selected on Monday at NCAA headquarters in Indianapolis. And there's another entry pass to Nakira Examond as she comes up with the finish. She's got back-to-back buckets in as many takes, and that's a very good early sign for UMass Dartmouth as they get out to a 4-0 lead. Bounce pass up top. Thrown to the left, open three available. Brown a step late on defense, three-pointer misses and is chased down in the corner. Kelsey letting it fly, Houlihan coming up with the rebound. Brown thinking about the step back, goes to the dribble drive, switches to the right hand, too much on the shot, gets her own miss, gets out of trouble, and the Corsairs have a fresh 30. Houlihan enters to Examond, she's double-teamed, loses the handle, she's out of bounds, and they called a jump ball, shouldn't have done that. Examond had both feet out of bounds, the ball should have been out of bounds off of her, but the Beacons have the possession arrow anyway, so it doesn't make a difference there. .8:30 left to go as the ball comes up to center court. Ball on the baseline, lobbed inside and stolen away by Examond. Works it forward for Brown. She was lethal doing this last night. Takes it all the way to the basket. It's blocked inside. Grassi coming away with the swat. That was a basket every time for UMass Dartmouth last night in their 76-63 win over Eastern Connecticut to advance to the final. That can be a big difference if the Beacon defense can take that move away from Ashley Brown. It was the Corsairs' bread and butter here just under 24 hours ago. So the ball up top here for Matthew. Matthew throws off to the left side for Vital. Vital, good switch up on Houlihan, gets to an open shooter, and it's up and good, and the Beacons are on the board. Gianna Williams getting her first points, a freshman out of Cromwell, Connecticut, and Cromwell High. And it's a 4-2 game with 7:32 remaining in the first quarter. Cutill spins inside. She got fouled. Take your pick. There are a couple of players in the neighborhood. We'll see which one's guilty here in just a second. They're going to get that foul on Grassi. It's her first. We'll take another look at this good move inside against Houlihan to get it out to the open shooter. That's good fundamentals on the X's and O's for this Beacon offense. Alicia Cutill at the line for UMD. Cutill, a senior out of Franklin, Mass. and Franklin High. First shot up and good. A strong contender for Little East Conference Player of the Year. May split the vote with Nakira Examond, but you'd think it'd be one or the other. Examond, the reigning Little East Player of the Year. Cutill, a 77% free throw shooter. She was able to hit both there, and the Corsairs get that 4-point lead back at 6-2. Beacons now looking to see who else can give them some offense today. Corsairs come up with the ball. Brown's going to try that same thing again. This time she pulled back a little earlier, misses the shot. Examond chases down the rebound. A lot of contact. You've got to call something. You have to call something. Nakira Examond for the second time in as many days is down and hurt. And they're going to give the ball to the Corsairs. When you get contact, this much of it this big, you have to call something. This is the shot leading up to it. They're both after the ball. And how you can call nothing there, I'm a little confused. Corsairs come away with the ball. They catch a pretty big break there. Nakira Examond appears to be okay. Q-Till over to the wing. Houlihan's going to put up a three. No good off the near side rim. Tried to chase the miss, couldn't do it. So here comes Raven Kelsey. Kelsey into the front court for the Beacons. Gives to the left for Vital. Out to the wing. Three ball up and good. Katie Matthew with her first points of the day. A senior out of Coventry, Connecticut. Nice Catholic. Looking to make sure her career doesn't end here today. Entry pass. That's going to be a foul on UMass Boston. It'll be a vocal gym here today right from the beginning. Two teams that make a lot of noise on their benches and families that fit the part. And they are here today as the crowd larger than it usually is and so much on the line. They call that foul on Osborne. It's her first. Inside take, no good. And now the ball brought into the front court. Beacons looking for what would be their first lead of the game. They get the three from the side, no good. Leah Dowdy grabbing her first rebound off a three-point miss by Grassi. Brown. Up to Examon. Houlihan stops, takes the long two, no good. Examon got her fingertips on the rebound but ran out of room up the sideline. Ball out of bounds, going to go over to UMass Boston. 6:13 remaining first quarter. UMD in front of UMB by a score of 6-5. These two programs, historically speaking, the worst in the history of the conference. And I don't mean that as an insult. That's just a statement of statistical fact. 7th and 8th on the list of 8 teams in terms of overall records stretching back to 1986 and win percentages. It really is a historic feat in and of itself that these two teams are both playing in this game today, as there's a foul committed that will send senior Leah Dowdy to the free throw line. Katie Matthew called for the foul, her first, third on UMass Boston. Dowdy at the line shooting two. And she's got the first one. Corsairs in program history in the Little East coming into this game. 152 conference wins, 274 conference losses for a 357 win percentage. Behind them is only UMass Boston, 104 conference wins. They didn't get over 100 until this year. 322 conference defeats for a 319 win percentage. In spite of all of that, these are the two teams playing for the Little East crown in 2018. The tables have most definitely turned in the Little East Conference. Something that's very great, as Christina Ball mentioned off the top of the broadcast, for the University of Massachusetts program. Three ball from straight on, no good. A lot of contact there. That'll be a foul on Nakira Examon. She'll pick up her first right there, and it'll be a baseline out of bounds coming for the Beacons. Remember, we will follow the media timeout format today, like you'll see come March Madness on network television, when you get under 5 minutes in every quarter. First whistle after that prompts an official's timeout that's not charged to either team. So an interesting move here by Matt Ducharme early. He'll take Nakira Examon out with one foul and put in Lauren Empey to try to take away that scenario where she picks up a quick two and has to sit for a long time, something we've seen throughout her 3-year career at UMass Dartmouth. Kelsey puts to the floor, bounces across the lane, and the shot's good. Good feed across the lane and finished by Gianna Williams. And the Beacons are within one again at 8-7 with 5:12 left. That entry pass, Corsairs nearly got it out of trouble. Q-Till going to get called for a foul. And the bench bursts with excitement over on the Beacon side. They know with every foul on 34 or 20, their chances of winning this game go up and up and up. Just not a good entry pass there, and you saw that Q-Till really got jobbed there as Grassi locked up her arm and made it look like contact, which, hey, it's a crafty move by Grassi. You got to love that if you're a UMass Boston fan, as they get the foul they came for. It's the second of the quarter on UMD, 5:03 left to go in the first. And UMass Boston is still looking to take its first lead of the game. Good entry pass to Grassi. She shoots right through Lauren Empey and scores. And the Beacons have their first lead today at 9-8. Dowdy up top for Houlihan. We've got a whistle, and what is it? 3 seconds on Lauren Empey, who just is not ready to play in this game. That prompts the media timeout. 4:43 to go in a boisterous Tripp Athletic Center. Your score, Beacons 9, Corsairs 8. We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back. You're watching the 2018 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV.
For the love of the game, but for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
4:43 to go, first quarter. UMass Dartmouth finds itself behind for the first time today by a score of 9-8 as the Corsairs really lost their offensive steam. Also, first fouls called against both Nakira Eximond and Alicia Cutill have hurt them. Nakira Eximond out of the game with that one foul, trying to make sure she doesn't pick up an early second. And again, it becomes a question of who's going to find their way into the offense for UMD aside from Alicia Cutill and Nakira Eximond. Last night, it was Leah Dowdy first and then Ashley Brown. And once the two of them were going, Eastern Connecticut was in serious trouble. Today, that's yet to happen. And UMass Boston playing pretty much the perfect road first quarter. You're hanging in the game. You're not getting buried. Now you've got yourself the lead and a chance to build a lead with 4:35 to go. Beacons in A1 shape. Grassi goes in on empty. That's the matchup they want, and it just isn't going to go the Corsairs' way. At least it doesn't look so right now. Grassi winning that matchup big. Brown quickly back the other way, able to hit a shot, so she's on the board. That's a big development for UMD as it's now an 11-10 game. With 4:15 remaining in the first quarter, we'll see if the Beacons go back to Grassi here. Grassi looking for it inside. Easy catch, goes up, and Empey gives the foul. Empey just is not prepared to defend Grassi. And UMass Boston knows it, and it's a problem. Grassi was just able to get lost down there. Kayla McMahon at the scorer's table coming in, and we'll see for whom in just a second. Grassi's first free throw bounces in. And so she's got a quick 5 points, and the Lauren Empey experiment ends for now. Kayla McMahon comes on instead. McMahon, a 6-foot sophomore guard from Hanover, Mass. And Hanover High. Second free throw is true. So Grassi with a quick half dozen, and the Beacons have their largest lead at 13-10. Dowdy from the top of the key gives it over to McMahon, puts up a three, looking for the tie. No good, too much on that. Remember, she hit 2 3-pointers in last night's win for the Corsairs. So things going from bad to worse for UMD right now. Giveaway possession with 3:53 remaining in the first quarter. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a game today, folks. Get comfortable. Jackson into the front court. Lobs it in. We'll see how McMahon can do defensively. They're able to refuse Grassi at least the first time. Beacons now going away from that matchup. Ball kicked up top. Jackson swings it left. Kelsey dribbles inside. Right-hander, no good. And Houlihan comes away with a loose ball. We'll see what the Corsairs can do in the transition game now. Houlihan into the front court. Working on Kelsey. Trying to go inside to Cutill. Didn't have it. So here's Dowdy getting a touch for the first time in a while. Out to Brown. 15 to shoot. Brown crosses over left. Spins, gets it out to Houlihan. Houlihan the baseline drive. Tried to go to Cutill. They're not letting her get the ball. Ball out of bounds. Which way is it going to go? They're going to give it to UMass Boston. So with Nakira Eximond off the floor, UMass Boston now has the luxury of doubling Alicia Cutill. They're taking her touches away. And the officials now conferring. Matt Ducharme saying, you got to be kidding me. That should be our ball. And the officials really didn't get together on that. They let Renee Turigny make that call on her own really unchecked. And now they will change it. And there's relatively little argument from the UMass Boston bench. So on the opposite side of the court, I can't tell you, but looks like it was the right call given the fact that it was really only the head coach beefing that call on the UMass Boston bench, and that's her job at all times anyway. Steal off the inbound, though, so it comes out in the wash. Is Dixon able to go up and get it? And the Beacons have a chance to take a serious advantage in this game now. Nakira Eximond remains on the bench. And UMass Dartmouth already down 3 points. Could become 2 possessions right here if the Beacons can score. Grassi goes up on McMahon and scores. And Joie Grassi all of a sudden is the most important player in this tournament. She's got 8 points. and has flipped this into a 5-point lead for the Beacons. Corsairs struggling mightily on offense. Q-Till looking for a shot, hits the side of the backboard, and the spigot has turned off for UMD offensively. Turnover into another turnover. Now the Beacons have got it. They're running and gunning. Chance pass across the lane. Grassi misses. Would have really brought the UMass Boston crowd that's traveled here strong to life. 17 on the shot clock. 2:09 to go in the first. Ball up at the top of the key. Kick to the left side. 3-ball up on the way. Bounces out, and Brown gets there for the rebound. Corsairs playing with fire right now. They need a field goal in the worst way. Brown chases down to the corner. Passes up top. McMahon trying the straight-on 3. No good. Offensive rebound by Doughty. She goes up and scores. Leah Doughty was the life raft for the Corsairs offensively in the first half last night. She just may have to be that again here today on Championship Saturday. Kaylin Milligan headed up to the table looking to check in for the first time for UMD. As Matt Ducharme will try again to find somebody that can be a spark plug for the offense. Jumper from the free throw line, no good. Grassi goes back up and scores. Joie Grassi's got 10 first quarter points, 10 of UMass Boston 17, and the question becomes how much longer can you afford to keep Nikira Eximond off the floor? The game's being won and lost here early, and a foul given on hand checking against Jackson. Beacons had it to give. No free throws here, but the Corsairs will be in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. So Milligan and Korzek come out at the same time now. Doughty comes off the floor with Houlihan, so the Corsairs have a lot of foot speed on the floor with Korzek, Brown, McMahon, and Milligan all out there at the same time. A chance to really make something happen in terms of tempo, but a terrible entry pass. Korzek lost it out of bounds. It's another turnover. And UMD not playing like an undefeated in conference #1 seed right now, to say the least. 1:07 remaining as the Beacons will bring it into the front court. They've got a chance to take a 3-possession lead to the first checkpoint if they handle this first minute the way that they handled last minutes of quarters last night. Ball up top for Matthew. Matthew puts to the floor, leaves it for Vital. Vital going on Brown, kicks to the corner, 4 left to shoot. Beacons have to get something up. They do, and it goes. What a great take to the basket by Megan Dixon, who was their leading scorer last night. A perfect first quarter turned in by UMass Boston. Korzek backs it out, leaves it for Ashley Brown. Brown crosses over right, leaves it for Korzek. Corsairs need a field goal. Brown thinking about it, passes to Q-Till. Spins and travels. Corsairs just coming unglued offensively ever since Eximond picked up the foul. Remember, she scored baskets on each of the first 2 Corsair possessions. And Matt Ducharme has clearly made a calculated decision that if she picked up a first quarter foul, she'd sit the rest of the quarter. And he's sticking to his guns, and the Corsairs paying a price right now that they're hoping they can recoup later when she isn't in foul trouble. In the meantime, Beacons have a chance to really take advantage. Korzek comes up with a near steal, ball out of bounds. Beacons will handle the ball with 3.6 seconds remaining, and these are 3.6 very important seconds. Jamie Williams will race into the game to provide a little extra defense. Alicia Q-Till comes out to make sure she doesn't pick up a cheap second foul. Beacons can go a long way toward the championship if they can score a bucket here before the buzzer. They could go up by 9 or 10. Entry pass into the corner. Vital's got to let this thing fly. She does. Hits the top of the backboard. It's blown dead. Now they should put some time back on the clock here. Doesn't look like they're going to. Corsairs weren't going to make a shot anyway. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end. So 2 fouls on the 2 UMass Dartmouth Stars cost them dearly as it changes the game, and the Beacons go on a big run thanks to Joie Grassi to take a 7-point lead. At the end of 1 quarter of play, your score UMass Boston 19, UMass Dartmouth 12. We'll see if number 20 checks back in for the Corsairs when we return on Little East TV and DC TV.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
Ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app.
And you see the fans really packing it in over on the UMass Dartmouth side, but your story for the first 10 minutes is Joie Grassi for UMass Boston. She's got 10 points. The rest of her team combined has 9, and it is a major issue for UMass Dartmouth right now. Now, interestingly, Grassi not on the floor to begin the second quarter, but Nakira Examond is. So, if Grassi and the lack of Examond is why the Corsairs are losing by 7, then at least theoretically the game ought to turn around right now, right? Let's find out. Ball comes in play. Gonzalez brings it into the front court, hands it off to Korzek. Keep your eye on number 20 down on the post. They're going to try to go there early and often. Williams to the dribble drive. Back up top for Korzek and around for Milligan. Williams gets it to Gonzalez with 15. Gonzalez bounces it out for Milligan, going to pop a 3, no good, off balance, but there you go. Examond gets it. It stays on the rim for half an hour and doesn't go. She gets it back, gets fouled, and will get to the line. So you see the huge difference Nakira Examond makes as soon as she comes back into a game off of being out, and she'll march to the free throw line here as you get another look at the scrum that resulted in the shot. Corsairs very nearly picked up 2 right there. Now, free throws not usually Nakira's bag. On the year, a 56% free throw shooter, 98 for 174 on the season. She makes the first. And as a clutch player will in a big spot, she's got 5 of the Corsairs' 13. Junior, local, out of New Bedford, Voc Tech. Misses the second. And the Beacons come away with the rebound. So that shot not dropping on the first take costs UMass Dartmouth 1 point. But they're back within 2 possessions at 19-13. Entry pass down low. Examond's got to be careful not to foul, and teamwork making it happen there for the Corsairs as Danielle Gonzalez gets in and locks it up for the held ball. Excellent team defense by UMD. As off the arrow, they're able to get the ball, but it's actually going to go to UMass Boston. A lot of times this happens since the switch to quarters. They forget to change the possession arrow at the table, and the officials have to keep that in mind to correct it, which they do. And so the Beacons will keep it with 17 on the shot clock. Good entry pass. It's a foul on Gonzalez. Wrong place, wrong time. As Katie Matthew is coming from the lane, it'll be interesting to see if they say that's in the act of shooting or not. Gonzalez picks up the first foul. And she's trying to politic to get herself to the free throw line, and looked like the contact was before the attempt, but nevertheless, Matthew is at the line shooting 2. So these become some important free throws as the Beacons trying to build a lead that they can ride. As the first shot spits out, Matthew, a 60% free throw shooter on the year. That was just her 16th attempt of the season, though. And that's her 10th make. Matthew with 4 points early. And the Beacons lead it by a score now of 20-13. Alicia Cutill comes back in, so the Corsairs have what they wanted. Cutill and Examond both on the floor, neither of them with 2 fouls in the second quarter. Corsairs were willing to pay any price to get this opportunity, and that's why they're down 7 right now. Korzek inside, leaves for Milligan, and out to Cutill. Cutill spins, loses her footing, loses the ball. Now 5-on-4 the other way. Here comes Dixon against Korzek. Korzek says no. And now 5-on-4 back the other way. Make it 5-on-2. Korzek going coast to coast for the lay-in. That's why she's here, period. Jess Korzek coming at the semester break down from Division II Assumption. You knew she had the potential to make a play like that in a game like this, and she just did. Entry pass bad, loose on the floor. Beacons do get it back. Nearly a travel. Beacons will hang on to it with 7 to shoot. Kelsey steps into a long 3. Wild, no good. Exum on the rebound. Momentum hanging in the balance. Corsairs with a chance to get it back. 2-on-2. Milligan through the lane, gets fouled, and will get herself to the line, and has the pendulum swung. Let's take another look at this sequence for Jess Korzek. That tremendous wingspan reaches in there for the block. You're just not expecting a player her height to be able to reach that far out. And she races up the floor, took it all the way in. And now you've got Kaylin Milligan at the line shooting 2 for the Corsairs. A chance to get a little bit closer still. Her first no good off the back rim. Milligan a 78% free throw shooter, but not a lot of attempts. That was just her 19th. Milligan, another local star out of Lakeville, Mass. and Apponequet High. Was a high school rival in Akira Examons. Now, of course, they've joined forces. Second free throw, no good. So the Corsairs miss an opportunity to get back to win one possession there. And the Beacons now have a chance to widen it back out to 3 if they can score. Corsairs have been much better on defense lately. Can they keep it up? Dixon, Grassi back on the floor playing against Q-Till now for UMass Boston. Pass out to the right side. Grassi from the elbow. Backing in, goes around Q-Till, who doesn't want to pick up the second foul, misses the shot, and Danielle Gonzalez sweeps up the rebound. So Gonzalez has become essentially a bodyguard for Q-Till and Examon, doing the dirty work so that they won't pick up second fouls. It's working well so far. Q-Till short arms that shot, though. And here comes Grassi, but Grassi in some serious traffic. Just a bad foul by Q-Till. You can't do that. She picks up her second. That might be the end of her first half with 7:32 left to go. Nothing good is going to come of this if you're Alicia Q-Till. Have to know you've already got one foul. It's just not a good idea. Second foul on the Corsairs, second on Q-Till, and that really hurts. As UMD's comeback efforts paused for the moment. As Q-Till has a long way to go to halftime to make sure she doesn't pick up a third. Dribble drive to the baseline. Up and under, shot no good, but an offensive rebound. Scored and one on the follow. Gianna Williams able to score off the offensive rebound. Nakira Examon had to be super careful. She didn't pick up a second foul and took advantage of it off the miss by Dixon. Williams gets the putback, and now Danielle Gonzalez picks up her second foul. So remember, she was the one playing more aggressive because she didn't have the foul trouble issues. Now she does. Free throws no good. It's a 7-point game, 22-15, with 7:07 left to go in the first half. Gonzalez steps left and dribbles through. Gets into the lane, throws to the right side. Milligan halfway in, takes a shot, gets contact, no basket, no foul, and the Corsairs in some trouble again, down by 7. Ball out to the wing for Grassi, stepping in on Milligan, rises to pass to the backside. He got an open shooter. It's Dixon. She's hot, no good. Rebound, Grassi goes up and scores again. And Joie Grassi playing like the tournament MOP right now. She's got a dozen, half of UMass Boston's points, and UMass Boston is in front by 9. Korzek misses inside, offensive rebound for Nakira, misses the layup. Corsairs travel. Everything going UMass Boston's way right now. You could not have scripted a better start to this game for Christina Baugh's squad. Milligan comes out, Ashley Brown comes back in, and you see the look of a man who's trying to remain calm over on that Corsair bench right now, but Matt Ducharme knows full well that just about everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong in these opening minutes for UMass Dartmouth. Lob pass swatted up my way by Danielle Gonzalez. One more bounce, I would have caught that thing. 6:19 left to go in the first half. And Christina Baugh pleading her case that, having the boisterous bench is part of what makes them work. Officials made them all sit down just a moment ago. 6:19 to go. Jackson back in. And going to the bench is Katie Matthew. 6:19 remaining in the half. Corsairs need to do something about this 9-point deficit before the break, or they'll be in real trouble in the second half. Joie Grassi has been the player of the hour for UMass Boston. Grassi, just a freshman out of Plymouth. She'll be a problem for the Corsairs for years to come. Good entry pass, but a travel. It's going to wipe 2 points off the board. Osborne got excited that she had position on the baseline inside of Examon, shuffled the feet, and it cost the Beacons a chance to have a double-digit first-half lead. Corsairs dodge one there. We'll see if they can turn it around. Brown into Q-Till. Q-Till has not gotten good looks yet in this game, loses the ball. Corsairs will keep it off the strip. UMass Boston has done an outstanding job defending Alicia Q-Till. She has got nothing for looks inside. Q-Till with just 2 points on the day. Examon comes up with a couple of there. So Nakira getting hers. She's got 7. But it's not helping on the scoreboard right now as the Corsairs still down by a touchdown at 24-17 with 5:35 to go in the half. Osborne spins, and that was a 3-second violation. Ball will go the other way We'll take another look at Nakira's last 2 points. Split in between two defenders, got through the lane, and scored. Christina Ball, you saw looking for a travel there, might have had a case, but generally if the ball gets inside the semicircle, travels aren't going to get called there. 5:27 remaining in the half. Leah Doughty back on the floor. Brown lobs to the right side for Gonzalez, kicks back up top. Q-Till's going to try a three, no good. Corsairs have yet to hit a three in this game, and that's hurting them right now. UMass Dartmouth now 0 for 5 from three-point land. 5:05 to go. As the ball thrown out to the left wing, entry pass down low for Osborne, who goes up, shoots, does not score, hit the top of the backboard. They let it play through. Corsairs come up with a rebound anyway. Doughty into the front court. Media timeout coming at the next whistle. Doughty back over to Gonzalez as they try to set up Eximond inside. Gonzalez kicks out. Q-Till going to try another one. That one's short. Brown chases down the miss. Should be somebody open somewhere, and it's Q-Till. Dribbles into the lane, muscles through the lane, stripped, can't get a call. Corsairs fortunate not to get a reach-in foul there on Eximond. Dixon ahead of the defense, lays it up, what a shot. Dixon had no view of the basket and scored anyway. Matt Ducharme calls a timeout. That'll trigger the media timeout. And the Beacons again have a 9-point lead at 26-17 with 4:25 remaining in the first half. We'll step aside for just a moment. It's been an amazing first half for the UMass Boston Beacons. They lead it by 9. You're watching the 2018 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV.
Allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue. Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport. It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
They get a look at Arnie, who's all decked out for the affair here today at UMass Dartmouth, but the party being interrupted right now by UMass Boston, who showed up and really played very strong here. They fell behind initially. Corsairs got the first 4 points of the game, but it's been more or less all Beacons since then as they're in front 27-16 with 4:25 remaining in the first half, and the Corsairs just need to figure something out on offense. The problems right now inside are Shania Osborne and Raven Kelsey. They've got the size to take away what UMass Dartmouth wants to do inside with Eximond and Q-Till. If they can get fouls to become an issue for UMass Boston, it's going to open a lot of things up, but that's a lot easier said than done. 4:15 to go. Doughty throws up top for Brown. Brown head fakes, goes to the drive like she does, throws it up, no good. Rebound by Grassi, have an amazing game, and we've got another foul on UMD. Fourth foul of the quarter on the Corsairs. They've got none left to give, and the Beacons will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Ashley Brown's first personal. Corsairs going to need at least one three-pointer in here somewhere to get them going. These are 4 very important minutes. If the Corsairs aren't careful, this might be an insurmountable gap at halftime. Lob entry for Osborne, inside out. Vital working on Houlihan. Kicks up top for Grassi. Out to Dixon. Dixon with 7, leaves it. Grassi at the wing. Comes in, right hand float, no good, and that should be a charge, and it is. Nakira Eximond's gotten so much better at taking those charges. Grassi picks up her second foul, and now a big decision to make for Christina Baugh. Do you leave her on the floor with 2 fouls and 3:39 left to go in the half? Crafty move there by Nakira Eximond. That's going to help the Corsairs, as it does look like Grassi and most of UMass Boston's offense is going to come out of the game for the rest of the first half. Good pass across the lane, but Brown had to go chase it down. Ashley Brown lobs it in for Eximond. Eximond puts to the floor, traveled prior to the shot. And the Corsairs turn it over. So Grassi comes out here, and Gianna Williams will come back in. Now Williams has had a good offensive day in her own right. She's got 6 points. But the largest thorn in the Corsairs' side appears to be gone for the next 3 minutes, 19 seconds. So this is an opportunity here for UMD. Remember, Q-Till on the floor with 2 fouls, Eximond with 1. Jackson backs it up for Dixon. Dixon out to the left side. Vital's going to try a three. No good off the back rim. Rebound. Dixon came loose with it and scores. Examon so worried about getting a second foul that she didn't launch herself in there. Gave him the second chance. That was last touched by Examon. They're going to have to get together on that. That should be UMass Boston ball. And UMass Dartmouth in some deep trouble here with 2:48 to go in the first half. They are down by 11. Still 2:48 to go in the half. Corsairs have to try to find a way to get back within 6, or they're going to be looking at a major uphill battle in the second half. Jackson ranges right and backs it out. 3 seconds before the entry pass. They call out on Osborne to a turnover. The only thing really keeping UMass Dartmouth breathing right now is the fact that UMass Boston isn't making any three-pointers either. They're 1 for 9 versus UMass Dartmouth's 0 for 6. If UMass Boston could hit a three-pointer here or there, they'd be almost impossible to beat with the lead they've got right now anyway. Houlihan throws inside for Examon. Examon spins, same move, this time the finish. 9 points for Nakira. She's had to earn them lately. Got the first 4 easy. Everything else has been a battle. UMD back to within single digits at 28-19 with 2:03 left to go in the half. Jackson working on Brown. Throws to the left. Dixon keeps it in play. Dixon on Doughty. Steps inside, throws it back with 10. Williams up top. Kick to the left. Dixon with 3 on the shot clock. Needs to get something off. Passes long 2 at the buzzer is good. 2-point basket, but it took 30 seconds and it goes. Double whammy there for UMass Dartmouth. And a timeout called by UMass Boston as they'll use their use it or lose it here with 1:38 left in the first half. So an amazing start to this game for UMass Boston as they are playing the perfect road game right now. Double-digit lead. They're keeping the score down. They've frustrated UMass Dartmouth's premier scorers. They've essentially taken Alicia Cuto out of the game, and UMass Dartmouth is not getting the supplemental offense from the likes of Leah Doughty and Ashley Brown that they did last night that overcame it. So you saw Jess Korzek make a big effort play at both ends of the floor, but for the most part, that's been a standalone. You haven't seen those kind of effort hustle plays from UMD that could turn this game around, not consistently. So UMD back on the floor now with 1:38 left to go, and UMass Dartmouth could very well bounce back, win the second half by 10, but in the Captain Obvious department, if you're down by more than 10 at halftime, it's not going to matter. So they've got to try to manage this deficit right now and get at least a couple of points off of it before the break. Brown up top for Doughty. Doughty looking for a 3. Do they ever need this? No good. And the Beacons come up with a rebound. UMass Dartmouth 0 for 7, but a terrible job clearing the backcourt as Jackson lost track of where she was, caught the pass in her own bench, and the Corsairs get blown a kiss right there. This is an opportunity and a possession they never should have had. Beacons could have taken the clock into the final minute with an 11-point lead. Instead, the Corsairs get a mulligan. Brown lobs it in, bad pass, stolen away. Easy steal for Osborne. Corsairs just digging that hole deeper and deeper. Jackson. Remember, this is all with Grassi off the floor with the 2 fouls. 13 to shoot. Dixon, right hand take, bounces out. Houlihan got creamed by Osborne from behind. No call. And an offensive rebound for UMass Boston. And if you can't get that whistle, you're in trouble if you're UMass Dartmouth. 40 seconds to go, and instead, what do we have here? Maybe a makeup there as they get the offensive foul on Osborne. So Osborne still picks up her second. If Osborne were ever to get into serious foul trouble, Nakira Examon could go absolutely hog wild on what's left of this game. So keep that in mind. For as bad as things are right now for the Corsairs, a big reason why they're bad is because Osborne is preventing Nakira Examon from going nuts like she's done in so many games this year. If that changes, the whole game changes. And still a lot of time left, but the Corsairs need to do something here. Need to crack 20 before hitting the half. Examon looking right for Houlihan. Over to the left side, Q-Till takes it to the baseline, wants to take, gets blocked on the way up, gets the ball back, goes up again, and gets a foul call. That's a bailout foul call. That shot was going backwards. And Q-Till gets herself to the line. Corsairs very fortunate to get that whistle. Sarah St. Surin picking up her first, a freshman center out of Norwalk, Connecticut. Q-Till going back to the stripe for the second time today. First one bounces in. UMD's got to be excellent at the free throw line now, down by 10. Toward the end of the first half, UMass Boston can hold for the final shot. Corsairs have some changes they're ready to make. Q-Till makes the second. She'll probably come out here to make sure she doesn't get another foul. Examon will as well. Good move there by Matt Ducharme as Empey and Williams come back in, but the Corsairs sacrifice some serious defense here. With 21.8 seconds left to go, Grassi off the floor, so she can't go at Empey like she was doing in the first quarter. But Empey wearing a bullseye right now after what happened in the first quarter. We'll see if they go at her again. Still plenty of time for the Beacons, 13 seconds remaining in the half. Ball out to the left side. Now with 7, deep three-pointer. In! Jackson hit that one from Fall River. And it's a 12-point lead for the Beacons at halftime. An exclamation point on a huge first half for the visitors. UMass Dartmouth swept the regular season series. You never would have known it watching this first half today. The Beacons go skipping back to the dressing room with a 12-point lead at the break. 33-21 your score. That's not a misprint. Corsairs in some serious trouble on their home court. And that's what we'll be looking at come second half action. We'll step aside. In the meantime, if you're watching live on CorsairAthletics.com, we've got a 15-minute intermission. We'll be back on the other side of that. If you're watching on DCTV through the magic of television, we'll be back right after this. You're watching the 2018 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DCTV.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you're primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Welcome back to the Tripp Athletics Center at halftime. UMass Dartmouth, the host. On paper, this was supposed to be a coronation as they had the regular season sweep. The game on the court has looked much, much different as the UMass Boston Beacons have themselves an impressive 33-21 lead, and the numbers tell the story as they so often do. The field goal percentage is very unbecoming this UMass Dartmouth team, 25% on the day. The three-pointers, UMass Dartmouth 0 for 7. The only thing keeping them even slightly around is that 7 for 10 mark from the free throw line. So if you think about it, what that means is the Corsairs have scored 7 two-point baskets, and that's been it from the field. Exelmon's got 9 points. You see Q-Till limited to 4. UMass Boston loves that. And then Joie Grassi went off in that first quarter, and that's made a big difference. So the Corsairs in some serious trouble here, down by a dozen at the break. The one thing they are not dealing with is foul trouble issues with Nakira Exelmon and Alicia Q-Till, which is usually what costs them in games. Q-Till's got 2, Exelmon's got 1. You can live with that coming into the second half, but they've paid a price to get there. What UMass Boston's done that's made the difference is they have not been doubly teaming either of those players. Osborne's been in one-on-one coverage. Kelsey's been in one-on-one coverage. That's allowed Christina Baugh to essentially take a stalemate there, turn it into a 3-on-3 game, and UMass Boston is winning that 3-on-3 game going away right now. Can the Corsairs do something that can change that balance in the third quarter? We're going to find out real quick, I think, as the ball's in play. Corsairs with it in white, going from right to left on your screen. UMass Boston in black, going from left to right. Exelmon takes it inside, double team that time, misses the shot. Good interior defense, they're not giving fouls. Beacons come up with a stop, and if they can push this lead up to 5 possessions, you saw how they shortened the game over and over again in their win over Southern Maine last night. They are not concerned about entertainment value at all. They just want to get out of here with a win. They'll do it if they get the opportunity. Ball on the baseline. 8 seconds to shoot. So you see that first 30 seconds disappears from the Corsairs. You only get 40 of those in a second half. Steal inside by Brown. Can the Corsairs make something happen quick in transition? They've got numbers. Exelmon ahead of the pack, lays it up. Can't get it to go, but she gets fouled and will get to the line. Matthew picks up her second foul of the day. And Nakira Exelmon will go to the line. You saw a chance for the Corsairs to get a rare, easy basket today. They don't do it. And Nakira Exelmon goes to the free throw line, where she is 1 for 2 so far today. Came into today at 57% from the line. First is no good. You can't rely on Nakira Exelmon to make free throws to climb you out of a 12-point hole. Somebody else has got to create the offense, and it has to happen in live action. Exelmon misses both, and the Corsairs fail to secure the rebound. Q-Till reaches in for the held ball, but the Beacons have the arrow. Corsairs have given the first minute away. So 19 minutes potentially remaining in their season. That's a conversation we'll have to get more serious about if the Beacons are able to hang on to this lead for a while. Corsairs, as good as they've been, they look good. They're not a slam dunk for the NCAA tournament. We'll cross that bridge if we have to. As the ball's out on the wing, Kelsey brings it in, backs it out for Grassi. Pass to the right side, and caught out there by Vital. Vital over to Grassi. Can she find the magic again there? No. Stripped of the ball. Exelmon comes away with it. They let the horn sound, but the Corsairs already had possession. No stoppage in play. Houlihan, great pass across the lane to Doughty. Throws it up and gets it to go. Leah Doughty with a half dozen, and if she can get going again, this game can change. UMD back to within 10. UMass Boston has yet to score in the second half. In fact, those were the first points of the second half, some 90 seconds in. Bounce entry down to Grassi, looking to get it right back. Blocked inside by Q-Till. She outlets to Brown. Can Brown chase it down? She does not. Vital was the last to touch it, though, and the Corsairs will have the ball in the front court. The UMass Dartmouth fans will salute that effort. Here's a look at the basket by Doughty. Good approach by Chelsea Houlihan. Got it across 2 defenders. It was tipped. You saw it tipped by Williams, but she wasn't able to prevent it from arriving on target. 27 to shoot. Ball in play to Doughty, who returns. Brown dribbles inside, kicks it to the baseline. Exelmon goes up strong, can't get it to go. Gets her own miss, though, falls away from a distance, can't get it to go. That's the longest shot she's taken in a while. Doughty to Houlihan on the baseline. Second chance opportunity for the Corsairs. Doughty stripped the ball loose on the floor. They lose it. Corsairs will keep it with the arrow. UMass Dartmouth playing with fire. They've been doing it all day. They're still live in the game, but doing a lot of things that get you beat. Giving away the possession arrow for nothing there. Dixon back in. Kelsey goes to the bench. So theoretically an opportunity for Alicia Cutil here on offense. And not a coincidence, they'll get her the ball right away. Entry pass down to Houlihan, and Houlihan traveled. Every turnover now a catastrophe for UMD given the ground they've got to gain. Down by 10 with 7:40 to go in the third. UMass Boston led by 12 at the break. Dixon steps inside, right-hander, no good, and Exumon grabs the rebound. Corsairs playing much better defense. Can the offense get going in lockstep? Doughty makes the pass down to Cutil. Corsairs need it, they don't get it. Ball out of bounds, looked like it went off of Doughty's shoulder. Christina Bach can't believe it on the Beacon bench. They've changed 2 out-of-bounds calls in this half already. Corsairs have to be told that they've got the ball, as 3 Corsair players have to come back down the floor. Player reaction usually tells you what you need to know in these situations, and we'll take a look. As didn't hold that shot just long enough, but Exumon's going to try a follow-away. That's a block. Corsairs are not going to score any points that way, but a quick turnover gets UMD the ball back right now. Chaos on the floor. Who can draw order from it first? Brown up top. Puts up the 3, bounces out. Corsairs still without a 3 today. Ball loose on the floor, but it comes out to the Beacons. Vital races into the front court. 2-on-1, they leave it back. Grassi looking for the pull-up 3, no good off the back rim. Doughty pulls the rebound. Beacons still without a point in the second half. Problem for the Corsairs is they've scored only 2 in over 3 minutes now. Just 23 points on the day for such a prolific offense. Brown races inside, kicks out to an open Cutil. Cutil got it. Alicia Cutil finally makes a distant jump shot. UMass Dartmouth trying to jumpstart the engine in this third quarter. They've got all 4 of its points, and they're back to within 8. They've cut a third of the deficit away. Doesn't matter when you get there as long as you get there. Grassi dribbles all the way around. Another ball don't lie foul called against Alicia Cutil. The second one in as many days. Just atrocious. You're giving out a trip to the NCAA tournament in this game and you're making that call. Grassi at the line shooting 2. Makes the first. That's the thing with falling behind by big deficits. You need everything to go right. If it's a closer game, you just laugh off something like that. When you're down by a bunch, it hurts. Because now you're down 10 instead of 8. 35-25 with 6:03 to go in the third. Houlihan to the left side. Brown's going to try a 3. No, off the front rim. Offensive rebound by Exumon. Doughty thinking 3 from straight on, and it's good. Corsairs finally have a triple. Leah Doughty with 9. And UMD within a touchdown at 35-28, closest this game's been in a long time. Can the Corsairs get a stop that would allow them to take momentum in earnest? 5:33 left in the quarter. Vital looking for a pass, goes up high to Osborne. Grassi going to try for the answer, and she's got it! Joie Grassi comes up with another monstrous field goal, and it's a 10-point lead again. Brown dribbles in the lane, gets through and scores. But the Corsairs still stuck it down 8 when it looked like they had a chance to get it much closer. Joie Grassi with a huge 3-pointer. And the lead remains comfortable from the Beacons, 3 possessions. Dixon out to the wing for Vital. Media timeout coming at the next whistle. And that's the next whistle. Foul number 2 on Nakira Exumon, as she'll put Raven Kelsey to the free throw line when we come back. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Your score, Beacons 38, Corsairs 30. We'll take a timeout and come right back. You're watching the 2018 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue. Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport. It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it. to the world.
Welcome back to the Tripp Athletic Center. You take a look at that UMass Dartmouth bench. They've got to find a way to stick with it. They're playing better, but they're still not playing good enough to win this game. They were down 12 at the half. They're within 8 now, but you've got Raven Kelsey going to the line trying to put them back up by 10. Kelsey, a 69% free throw shooter on the line, doesn't have a lot of attempts this year, 27 of 39, and I think, no way to know for sure, but I think Examon meant to do it there. A calculated decision that, you know what, this might be our best chance to get a stop here. Give a hack, put a relatively inexperienced free throw shooter at the line, and make her make the shots from a distance, make her go earn it. Just the second on Examon with 4:50 left to go in the third, so house money a little bit. She's usually a little further along than that at this point. 2 free throws coming with 4:50 left in the third. Kelsey trying to get the Beacons back in front by double digits in a very low-scoring game. First is good, right down the middle. First point of the day for Kelsey. Raven Kelsey, a 5'9" senior out of Boston, Mass. And John D. O'Brien High. Second is no good, so the Corsairs pay a price of 1 Nakira Examon foul for 1 point saved off the scoreboard. And they're within 9. Examon leaves it for Brown. Brown to the dribble drive. Nearly lost the handle, pulled back. Bounce entry and a good one to Examon. She puts to the floor, throws it up, gets it off the window and down. So Nakira Examon able to create a 3-point swing, and the Corsairs have again wiggled it back down to 7. They got here just a minute ago, then Grassi hit a 3. Kelsey inside out for Vital. Pass to the wing, caught there by Jackson. Grassi head fakes on Q-Till, runs inside, throws cross court. Vital kicks it up top. 10 to shoot. Wild shot, misses short. Great stop for the Corsairs. An opportunity knocks right here. They've got a chance to make it a 2-possession game for the first time in the second half. Houlihan off the dribble, throws up a wild shot, no good. Examon the rebound. She'll get herself to the line, and she will hang a third foul on Shania Osborne in the process, and that could be big. Houlihan forcing the issue in transition. The third, not that big a deal for Osborne, but if she ever got a fourth, Nakira Examon would become like having 2 players on the floor at the same time. And UMass Boston can't have that happen. First one right on the money. Corsairs within 2 possessions for the first time in eons. 39-33 now the score with 3:58 left to go in the quarter. You can see Danielle Gonzalez there on the Corsair bench holding an ice pack to her nose. Don't know if she'll be able to get herself back out there. She picked up 2 early fouls in today's game as well. Big one here. And Nakira plays above the percentages and hits both. She's got a baker's dozen, and UMass Dartmouth now within 5 for the first time in the second half. And every stop so critical to help build momentum, help keep the score down, and give yourself a chance to get back in. Can the Corsairs get a championship-level stop here? Kelsey out on the wing. Dribbles inside. Fall away, no good off the back iron. Rebound Examon. And a foul given in the backcourt. Third foul of the quarter against UMass Boston. They've got just 1 left to give. Vital picks it up, her first. Just a matter of correction there earlier. It was, of course, Osborne at the free throw line for UMass Boston. Williams comes in now as Osborne goes to the bench, and all eyes turn to number 20 here as she gets the one-on-one matchup with Williams. Can Nakira Examon take this game over? She gets the lob entry, the catch, and the bucket like clockwork. Number 20 coming to life at just the right time. Corsairs back within 3 with 3:15 to go in the third. Can the Beacons handle an adversity they've yet to face today? High screen. Defense chant from behind the Corsair bench. Jackson. Lob entry caught by Williams. Makes the backside pass. Back up top for Kelsey. Nobody wants to shoot right now. 3 from the corner is up and good. Matthew wanted to shoot. The senior's got 3 more. She's got 7, and did they ever need that? 6-point game again. Doughty on her pivot. Needs help. Gets it up top to Houlihan. They are building a wall behind Nakira Examon. Q-Till's going to try to stretch the defense with a three. No good. Rebound, Examon gets up and gets it. Had it, lost it, slides out of bounds. It goes back over to UMass Boston. Tough luck there for the Corsairs. Nakira did all the work, but couldn't get back to the ball. Grassi back in, Kelsey to the bench, 2:35 left to go in the quarter. If the Corsairs can have it at 6 or under going to the fourth, they'll call it a win because they were down 12. You needed to cut 6 off of it and use the time effectively. They've done that. Can they win the 2:30 that remains in this quarter? Got the potential for a nail-biter here at the Trip-On Championship Saturday. Handoff up top for Matthew, goes around the world. Pivots, leaves it back for Vital. 10 to shoot, she'll back it out. One-on-one matchup with Doughty, gets the high screen, steps back off it, puts up the three, no good. Brown got a finger on it. Which way's this foul gonna go? It's against the Beacons. That's their final foul to give, and the Corsairs are now into the bonus for the remaining 2:07 of the quarter. So this is what Matt Ducharme was willing to take on water for in the first half. This opportunity to strike. Low fouls for both of his star players, team in the bonus. Everything lined up for UMass Dartmouth for these next 2 minutes. Can they respond and do what they need to do? 17 to shoot. Bounce entry for Examon. She's got an army around her. Kick out, Doughty wide open for three. Bang! Cuts it in half, and it's a three-point game. Doughty into double digits with 12. 1:40 to go, and it's a three-point game. Jackson up ahead for Williams. Williams dribbles in. Give me a whistle. 2 points instead. Examon took a charge, didn't get the call. And now it's a 5-point game with 1:20 left in the third. Brown steps in, her pass is tipped, she gets it back, stays in bounds, somehow reverses it and scores! Huge bucket by Brown to get it back to a 3-point game. 1:03 to go in the third. This feels like the fourth quarter already. We've still got 10 to go. Ball inside the paint, jumper bounces out, an offensive rebound, and a very early, is this a foul or is this a jump ball? How are you going to call a foul on this? We're going to get another look at that switch. I don't know how you call that foul they just called, but we'll hold that thought for a second as you see the reverse layup by Brown. So a fresh shot clock for UMass Boston. That's really going to help them here with 53 seconds left in what's now a 3-point game. Ball on the wing, catch and shoot three, bounces out. Q-Till had the rebound and lost it. Grassi did just enough to knock it away off of her. And the Beacons keep the ball again with a fresh 30. So this is interrupting the Corsairs' momentum because these shot clock resets take it later and later into the third quarter. Corsairs, if they were ever going to get a steal, this would be the time to do it. Grassi, travel. Grassi just going in with abandon, trying to draw a foul, didn't even try to dribble. And that'll draw the call. So that's the turnover the Corsairs needed. Now they've got a chance to maybe go 2 for 1 if they hurry, but they can cut it to 1 or perhaps tie. Doughty thinking about it, gives it off to Brown. You know she's thinking about it. Lob entry for Examon, puts to the floor, goes to the right hand, strong and scores, and we've got a 1-point game. Corsairs have made 11 points of a 12-point halftime deficit disappear, and they are one stop away from a win the quarter, win the game scenario in the fourth. All you could ask for a third quarter. Can Grassi bail them out again? She carried. Back-to-back turnovers by Joie Grassi, who was looking like Michael Jordan in the first half. Things have changed here in Dartmouth. 13.3 seconds left to go, and incredibly, the Corsairs have a chance to take the lead in the third quarter. Houlihan hands off for Brown to the dribble drive. Spin, throws it up, blocked inside. Ball loose on the floor. It'll be a held ball. Arrow goes to UMass Boston with 1.4 seconds to go, and Matt Ducharme will make that move he makes. You get Jamie Williams in there, get Alicia Q-Till out, get Laura Nempe in there, get Nakira Examond out, make sure they don't pick up third fouls, and hey, the Corsairs in A1 shape at the end of the third. UMass Boston had a chance to run away with this thing. They didn't do it, and now they've got to win a fair fight in a true road game in the championship. Did the opportunity for UMass Boston pass already? That's what we're going to find out in the fourth quarter. Deflection, no shot offered there. Clock expires, and UMass Dartmouth sitting pretty at the end of the third quarter. Corsairs used the third 10 minutes to come all the way back. They were down and down big in this game. They were down 12 at halftime, 33-21, and all they do is score more points in the third quarter than they did in the entire first half. 22-12 the margin in the third quarter, and we've got a fourth quarter to remember coming your way from the Trip next. We'll take a break and come right back. Don't go anywhere. By the way, tell your friends. We'll be right back on Little East TV and CorsairAthletics.com.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Welcome back to the Trip, and is the stage ever set? Corsairs looking down and out at halftime, come back with a vengeance. You get that third foul on Shania Osborne, and it was like giving that bottle in Space Jam of Michael's secret stuff to Nikira Examon. She got going again. She's now got 17 in the game, and the Corsairs have made it a one-point game at 44-43, headed to the fourth quarter. UMD with its full starting five out there, nobody with serious foul issues. Examon with 2, Q-Till with 2. And if the Corsairs can be the better team for 10 minutes, they'll win it. And of course, the exact same thing is true for UMass Boston. All you could ask for in a conference championship game, a trip to the dance on the line. Brown, bounce entry down low for Examon. Osborne back out there. Nikira scores anyway, and here she comes. Corsairs have their first lead of the second half, 45-44 on the opening possession of the fourth quarter. Can they keep getting the stops? UMass Boston with just 10 second half points. Grassi lobs it in, caught by Osborne, and she scores. Beacons take the lead right back. Shania Osborne's first field goal. Whistle off the inbound, and that's going to be a turnover. Beacons have the arrow. Corsairs getting sloppy. They give one away. And now there's an opportunity for the Beacons to try to take control of the game back. There's the basket. And now you look at UMD inbounding, and a clean steal off the inbound. Houlihan didn't see it coming. Opportunity now for UMass Boston to try to turn the momentum as they're up with the ball for the first time in a little while. Dixon goes uncontested but misses the layup. Now you get another held ball, and it's going to be a Corsair ball. Dixon was making those shots with regularity last night. And they don't give it on the arrow. Wow, that's a huge break for UMass Dartmouth. Not a jump ball. The fourth foul on Shania Osborne. She can't play any defense anymore. And look at that. This thing might be over already. Nikira Examon, who's a layup machine, is now being defended by a player that can't breathe on her. And the Corsairs have the lead again, 47-46. Osborne can't dribble it in either. So it's a 5-on-4 game now for the Corsairs. What a big break that is for UMass Dartmouth. Refusal on the entry. Examon with a steal. Gets it to Doughty. And here come the Corsairs. Q-Till dribbles into the front court. Her pass stolen away. Chance to get a freebie back the other way. Doughty racing back to bother it, but it's good. Beacons had to have that one. Jackson comes up with the points. And a timeout called. Both teams really need it. Who called it? Timeout called by UMass Boston, and did they ever need those 2 points? Now, what is Christina Baugh going to do for a 5 on the floor coming out of this timeout? Osborne has been out there with the express mission all day of just bothering Nikira Examon, not letting her get in under the basket. With 4 fouls, she can't afford to do that. And you saw as soon as she got that 4th foul, you came right back down the floor, and the Corsairs scored immediately. And there's no saying they can't stop doing that. So now you either have to hope that Nikira Examon gets scared of a player that can't foul her, spoiler alert, not going to happen, or you've got to put a different player on her who doesn't have quite the same level of ability defensively as Osborne. Either way, it's a major problem for UMass Boston, but because of that steal, they get the points in the open court, and it's now a 1-point game in their favor with 8:35 to go. So it's UMass Dartmouth ball. This one has felt like it's been the last minute for about 10 minutes now. But instead, we're in there real close. Eight and a half minutes to go. Pass comes in to Chelsea Houlihan, who will bring it into the front court. Brown tosses it up top for Q2. Over to Doughty. They've switched up. No longer Osborne on Examon. Williams has the coverage instead. Osborne off the floor with the 4 fouls. Houlihan switches right hand, can't get it to go. And Williams comes up with a rebound. Big effort there by Gianna Williams, who now becomes the most important player in this game. Ball along the end line. They kick it to the right side. Backdoor 3 misses short. And the ball saved in bounds. Fresh 30 for UMass Boston. Corsairs getting a little careless there on the defensive glass. Beacons get an opportunity. Grassi nearly banked that one in. It wouldn't go, and Q2 gets the rebound. Corsairs getting the mother of all hometown bounces there, and now they've got another chance to take the lead. Not a single fan not on the edge of their seat as Nakira misses from in close. Doughty chases down the loose ball. Fresh 30 for UMD, 7.5 to go in a 1-point game. Corsairs trying to retake the lead. Doughty left open, wants the 3, bang! UMass Dartmouth with its first 2-point lead of the second half. She's got 15. Good backdoor entry for Dixon, but she's triple teamed and she traveled along the end line. Corsairs have the opportunity. The window is open. UMass Dartmouth has a 2-point lead and the ball and a chance to take a multi-possession lead at home, and that's why right there, number 24, trying to make sure this is not her final career game. Houlihan over to Q-Till from the elbow, no good. Examon the follow, and UMass Dartmouth leads by 4. 52-48 with 6:48 to go, and now it's UMass Boston that has to do the coming back. UMD might be one more stop and score away from throwing this thing in cruise control. Amazing how this has turned. Grassi catches and scores. Grassi with 19 points on the day. 2-point game at 52-50. 6:18 to go, and there's a reach foul. Williams has the fouls to give. She's smart to give one there. Don't let Examon get a layup. That's the first foul of the quarter either way with 6:18 to go. Going to be tough for either team to find a way to the bonus under those circumstances. Examon will trigger the baseline out of bounds. And she lobs it in for Houlihan, who tips the ball loose on the floor, taken by Brown. Brown kicks it back to Houlihan on the baseline, passes to Examon. Examon goes up and finishes. 25-point game for number 20. And UMass Dartmouth again in front by 4 as we go under 6 minutes remaining in the Little East Conference Championship game, and what a game it's been. Jackson ranging off to the left side, hands it off. Dribble kick to the wing. Dixon steps in, right hand float, no good short. Examon clears the glass. Corsairs now almost have incentive to slow the game down, but they want more points while they're scoring. Houlihan, the stop and start. Bounces to Examon. Misses the bunny. Q-Till comes away with the ball. Left-hander, no good. And we've got a foul. Which way is it going to go? Foul is on UMass Dartmouth. It'll be the third on Examon, and she's now got to start being careful. Perhaps the only thing that could turn this game back around in UMass Boston's direction, in a big way anyway, would be a fourth foul on Nakira Examon. Got to be careful about that with 5:30 left to go. And right here, Christina Baugh going to push the panic button and get Shania Osborne, 4 fouls and all, back out there. So look for Examon to get the ball more. Not that she wouldn't have anyway, but if you could foul Osborne out, it would be very difficult for the Beacons to finish this game up strong. 5:20 to go, 4-point Corsair lead. Here's Osborne, not a threat to shoot from there. 14 on the clock, she puts to the floor, dribbles in on Examon and draws the 4th foul. And the balance tips. Examon just trying to play honest defense there. And Nakira Examon saying, don't you dare take me out of this game to Matt Ducharme. And he's got a decision to make with 5:11 to go. Can the Corsairs afford to have Nakira Examon out of this game? Jamie Williams coming to the scorer's table, and so the answer would appear to be, at least briefly, yes. Remember, we have one more media timeout as that free throw actually gets stuck. And I always wonder about the guy holding the broom on the floor. Like, obviously you're the solution to this problem. It's the championship game. Everyone in the building is looking at you to get the ball back. You're standing directly next to the broom. You want to do something about that? All right, here we go. And there we are. 5:11 to go. And he wasn't even texting. Osborne at the line looking for one more. 5:11 remaining, and Examon out right now. Remember, you're trying to at least get her through the media timeout. And Matt Ducharme's got to be very careful with that trigger finger now. Osborne misses the second now. Can Alicia Cutil take the game over? No reason why she can't. She's an outstanding player. Corsairs need her to do it. 5 minutes to go. UMD in front by 4 at 54-50. Williams up top for Houlihan. Corsairs looking for a perimeter shot. Brown looking for a big one, spits out. Would have put the Corsairs up 7. Would have given them all kinds of breathing room to keep Examon off the floor. Didn't go. Halfway down, spit out. And so it stays close. Osborne boxes it around, comes down, takes steps, and gives it out. 17 to shoot. Beacons have to worry about this shot clock. Christina Baugh trying to bark out that there's an issue. Just 10 to shoot now. Ball up top. Grassi's made all the big ones for UMass Boston today. Does she have another? 3 to shoot. And they call a foul on Cutil, who is moving backward. Third foul on Cutil. And free throws coming for Grassi. And are these ever big? And those will come when we return as we've hit our final media timeout of the ball game. Well, it's all come down to this. A pulse-pounding championship Saturday will come down to the final 4:23 with nothing decided. Beacons taking 2 free throws. When we return, you're watching the 2018 Little East Conference Championship game on Little East TV and DC TV.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
Nakira Examon is more than just a basketball player, a performer in the true sense. During that timeout, not only is she getting the crowd excited, she was riding the bike to the beat of Eye of the Tiger. Nobody like that has come into this building before. I don't think anybody will again. She is just dying for a chance to get back on that floor with 4 fouls, and when she does, this place might explode. The question is, will the Corsairs have the lead when she gets back out there? Right now, they're up by 4. 54-50 with 4:23 remaining. And remember, you've got free throws coming for Grassi, who's 4 for 4 from the line today.
At the line for the Beacons, number 1, Joie Grassi.
Grassi, a 70% free throw shooter on the year. Their leading scorer this season with 416 points, and she makes the first. 20-point day for Joie Grassi, the freshman out of Plymouth North. And you see they'll take Osborne out. Remember, with Examon off the floor, you don't need her. And Williams goes back in with 4:23 left. Second free throw rattles in. That's a big break for the Beacons. They're within 2, 54-52 with 4:22 to go. Which way will it turn next? Doughty up high for Brown. Who can give the Corsairs offense with Examon off the floor? Doughty up top for Houlihan, and 18 to shoot. Doughty inside, picks it up, gets to Cutil, who returns. Doughty looking for the long J. Bounces out. Rebound UMass Boston. They call the jump ball, and the Corsairs have the arrow. That's a big break. So now you've got 2 things going on. You've got the score, and you've got the clock, because every passing second gets you closer to that magic number that only Matt Ducharme knows, where he'll put her back in. Cutil has got a one-on-one matchup, lost it on the way up, but the Corsairs will keep the ball with 3:57 to go. Big call there. A turnover would have really hurt. Still 28 to shoot. 3:57 left in regulation. Catch and shoot for Doughty. No, missed a little bit short. And the rebound pulled in by Raven Kelsey. And now the Beacons have a chance to return volley. They could tie or take the lead with 3:47 to go. Vital tosses left for Grassi. Grassi dribble drive, one-on-one with Williams with a block. Jamie Williams comes up with a swat. One-on-one now for Brown, and she gets fouled by Vital. Jamie Williams, who has played almost not at all these last couple of weeks, makes perhaps a season saver right there of a block that would have tied the game. Williams, the junior out of Lone Tree, Colorado, reaches in there, gets the ball, and UMD gets it into the front court, and here it is. Mark it down, 3:36 left to go. Matt Ducharme puts Nakira Examon, 4 fouls in all, back into the game. And immediately, Christina Baugh counters by putting Shania Osborne and her 4 fouls back on the floor. It all could be as simple as the first one to foul out loses the game. It really could all come down to just that in a 2-point game. Every whistle pivotal at this stage in a championship game. Q-Till left alone, why not? No, just missed off the right side. She can hit that shot, and she was wide open. They dared her, she took him up on it, but missed the shot, and now the Beacons will get a chance to tie. There's Osborne in the lead, throws it up and gets it to go, and we've got a tie game. Osborne with just her second field goal of the game, and we are tied 54 aside with 3:10 left. Examon out for Q-Till, does not take that same shot, gives it to Doughty, enters to Examon, she goes up too much. Offensive rebound for Brown, she'll back it out and the game gets shorter as we go under 3 minutes remaining. Doughty inside for Houlihan, kicks out, Q-Till wants it again, this time from the wing, again offline, rebound, loose, still loose, and we have a foul or a timeout. We've got a foul, and we'll see which way this goes. They call the foul on Chelsea Houlihan, her first. And it'll be Beacon ball as they get an opportunity to try to go in and take a lead. Jamie Williams will come in for Alicia Q-Till as they'll go offense and defense here. You don't want Q-Till to get a 4th foul on this possession. 2:45 left. Beacons have a chance to take the advantage in the game again with just 2:42 left. Corsairs had a chance once they got up 4 to try to run away and hide. They couldn't do it either because of the fouls on Nakira. Bounce entry and a foul on the floor called against Jamie Williams. Williams can afford him, and really no reason to give Grassi a chance going to the basket there. Not a bad foul, although it is bad in the sense that it is the magic number 5, so I take that back. Free throws now coming for Grassi. Remember, she's made all 6 of her free throws today, including a 2-for-2 trip the last time down the floor. Perfect from the line so far today. Still got it, folks. Q-Till comes in, Williams goes back out, so the offense for defense switch. And Grassi now will try to salvage 1 of 2 for the lead. The freshman connects. And UMass Boston goes back in front 55-54 with 2:30 left. Brown up top, Q-Till looking inside to Examon. They had the one-on-one, didn't go there. Who can give the Corsairs a field goal? Same question they were stuck on in the first half. Tip pass. Loose and stolen away by UMass Boston. And now UMass Boston has a chance to take a 3 or 4 point lead on the road into the final 2 minutes. UMass Boston also in the bonus. Corsairs can't afford to foul and turn it into a free throw shooting contest. Vital looking for another NBA 3. No good off the front rim, but Grassi gets the rebound. Goes up, misses, gets it again, misses again, and Examon secures the rebound. Baseball pass tipped, and the Corsairs didn't see it, and Nakira Examon fouls out of the game! Nakira Examon didn't know where the ball was. Q-Till threw the risky baseball pass, and Nakira Examon, without even knowing it, disqualifies herself from the tournament in a 1-point game with 1:50 left. Oh no. Corsairs down 1, didn't need the baseball pass, it got tipped. That put Examon in exactly the wrong place. And now Kelsey goes to the line. Nakira Examon, 25 points today and done with 1:50 left. First free throw is no good. Kelsey, a 69% free throw shooter coming into today, makes 1 of 2, and it's a 2-point game. Beacons left 2 on the table. Will that hurt him? Jess Korzek takes her place. Korzek out to Brown. Brown dribbles inside, draws contact, and will get herself to the line. UMass Dartmouth has to find a way to equalize this free throw situation. They've got to get into the bonus. Ashley Brown knows it, and she just took a big step in that direction. Corsairs will be in the bonus the rest of the game, and now Osborne fouls out. So I said it could come down to who fouls out first. Well, they both did. So now what does that leave you? Leaves you a 2-point game, and they're going to say that's not in the act of shooting. They keep it on the floor. So keep an eye now on Alicia Cutill. Can she win the one-on-one matchup with Grassi? Becomes the most important question in the game. Korzek up top. Dribbles, leaves it for Dowdy. Dowdy kicks up top. Here's Brown. Lob entry for Cutill. She's never going to get a better chance than right now. She knows it, loses the ball, stripped, taken away by Kelsey. Corsairs missing out on a golden opportunity to tie the game, and now in the bonus, they've got to come up with a stop without fouling with 1:20 left to go in a game that's had a dozen twists and turns. Examon fouled out. Osborne fouled out. And now a timeout from Christina Bosch. She wants a full with 1:10 left to go. So how did we get here? Well, UMass Boston controlled the first half. Got out to a 12-point lead at the break. They led 33-21. Corsairs came back and dominated the third quarter, got back to within 1 point. They took the lead and appeared to be taking over, but then Nakira Examon, who had played most of the third quarter with 1 foul, got herself up to 3 early in the fourth quarter, and it's been a different game since then. The 4th foul was a big problem. Obviously, the 5th was devastating. As the most reliable scorer in the entire conference for any of the 8 teams is now a spectator just like you and me with 1:10 left to go. Corsairs needing somebody else to give them points and not to protect a lead, but to go win a game they're losing right now with just 70 seconds remaining potentially in their season. Corsairs ranked 6th in the latest regional rankings. They are a contender for an at-large bid, but they are, as they would say in Division I, on the bubble. If they lose this game, no guarantee to go to the NCAA tournament. UMass Boston, similar. They're a little closer to the edge of the bubble than UMass Dartmouth. Alicia Cutill did not get herself back into the game, and is Matt Ducharme going to use a timeout to get her back in? No, he will not. Inbound pass, Jamie Williams on the floor in the final minute of a championship game. Not something you would have taken a bet on before it got going, but here we are. 5 to shoot, lob pass caught by Grassi, and she scores again. She's 1 more basket away from being the tournament MOP. And we had a whistle after the basket was made. Beacons now ahead by 4. They've pushed this game to the brink. Grassi's been nothing shy of outstanding today, and that's a mismatch that she took full advantage of with a game on the line. So the Corsairs need to make up 4 points in 1 minute without their most reliable scorer. And so now here's where you get to the hard part. Everybody that's ever made a three-pointer on the floor right now for UMass Dartmouth is thinking, I've got the solution, I'll shoot and make a three-pointer. You have to be very careful that if you do that, it's a clean shot. You do not want to take a low percentage shot down by 4, because if you don't make it, then it's a free throw shooting contest, and you can't win a free throw shooting contest down by 4 points in the final minute. So the Corsairs call a timeout here. Both teams are in the bonus. The possession arrow belongs to UMass Boston. So all things considered, the Beacons are in great shape considering what they let get away from them in the third quarter. They were up by 12, let it slip, fell behind by 4, but they've now turned that 4-point deficit into a 4-point lead, and Nakira Examon out of the game. Corsairs, an experienced squad on the high end, a lot of inexperience down the bench, but 3 seniors on the floor. Chelsea Houlihan, who's been an every game point guard for the last 3 seasons since transferring from Division II, out there right now. Leah Dowdy, that big turnaround story for Matt Ducharme, has become such a valuable player. She's out there. Alicia Cutill out there, and Alicia Cutill looking to see if she can pick herself up on a day that's not been her best. Just 6 points so far in the afternoon for Alicia Cutill, who may well end up the conference's player of the year. Alicia Cutill 1 for 12 from the floor today. In stark contrast, Nakira Examon was 11 for 21. Brown bounces inside, nearly a steal, and it is stolen and brought into the front court. And now UMass Boston can play the clock. They can take this into the final 30 seconds with a 2-possession lead. And giving the foul is Ashley Brown with 44.2 seconds to go. It's exactly what you couldn't have if you were UMass Dartmouth. UMass Boston now free throws away from winning their first conference championship in school history and spoiling the party in the first ever championship game to be hosted on the women's side at UMass Dartmouth. Vital at the line, her free throw's good. First point of the entire day for Vital, and they don't get much bigger than that. A chance to go up 6 with 44.2 to go. She hits both. It's as simple as this. The Corsairs have to play a perfect game the rest of the way to have any chance at all. And Matt Ducharme calls timeout with 44.2 seconds left. That fateful, fateful pass, the baseball pass by Alicia Cutil that put Nakira Examon into the worst spot in the world, where she picked up a completely unintentional 5th foul, changed this whole game. .4 left to go. Your score is 60-54. Both teams have long since been in the bonus. UMass Dartmouth needs 3 things. You need 3-point baskets, turnovers, and missed free throws by UMass Boston. If those 3 things happen, you've got a shot. If those things don't happen, you don't. And here's the reason why. The biggest play in this game, Corsairs had just come up with a massive defensive stop. You see Nakira Examon faithfully passing the ball to the teammate that fouled her out of the game. Just a cruel, cruel twist of fate for this UMass Dartmouth team. And that may cost them a championship. Sideline out of bounds for the Corsairs, down 6. They need points and they need them quick. Ball comes into Ashley Brown. Brown dribbles, goes in, misses the shot. UMass Boston the rebound. Is it a foul or a jump ball? It's a foul and free throws are coming. And Grassi can now go put it on ice. What a day by Joie Grassi, who will be a unanimous selection for Tournament Most Outstanding Player if the Beacons can salt this one away. What a day. Big at the beginning, big at the end. 24 points on the day, and one more is probably going to do it. 2 shots to make one to make it a 3-possession game. Corsairs down to just 1 timeout remaining. First is good. And UMass Dartmouth will again go hungry in the Little East tournament. Lost in the final to Southern Maine in 2013. Lost in the semifinal last year down at Eastern Connecticut. Ended up getting in at large. Jess Korzek slices through, makes the shot, so we're not done just yet. As Christina Ball will call her final timeout with 33.9 seconds left to go. And now here's the deal. It all comes down to at-large selections, and you can't count on those because you don't know how many are truly available. You have to take a look at the regional rankings, and we thank our friends at the NCAA and at D3Hoops.com for putting these things together. They're released 3 different times over the course of the year, and we won't get to see the final ones. They're not publicized. But if you take a look at the Northeast rankings, they're not as favorable to UMass Dartmouth as they normally would be for a 24-3 team. Your top 3, Amherst, Bowdoin, Tufts. All 3 of them are going. Just count on it. They might all 3 host. So you can put that. That's money in the bank. Then the conversation is St. Joseph's of Maine at 4, at 24-1 coming into this week. Roger Williams at 5, 21-4. If they can both win their leagues, the Corsairs are in really good shape. They would get that next at-large bid if they give another one to the Northeast. The problem becomes if either of those teams do not win in the tournament, and they need to get in at large as well, they come off the board first before UMass Dartmouth. And the question becomes, how did other teams do in other regions of the country? Are there enough spots? Can you get far enough down the board to get to UMass Dartmouth? Last year the answer was yes, and UMass Dartmouth made the most of it. They won 3 NCAA tournament games and went all the way to the Elite 8. Will they get that opportunity this year? We don't know. Timeout called again as UMass Boston leads it by 8. So the Beacons are in, and this could be a big year for the Little East because they might now become a 2 NCAA bid conference. 30-second timeout. Corsairs down 8 will bring it back out to the floor, but they need something that you would never forget to happen in order to come back and win this thing. So how about UMass Boston? Not regionally ranked all year. You took a look at that schedule and you said, all right, not the greatest out-of-conference schedule. They played UMass Dartmouth twice and lost to them. They can't really be that good. Well, they've shown it to you here today as they were able to find a different game plan. And I think what really made it go was they were not relying on double-teaming Q-Till or Eximond in the first half. They were able to play a true 5-on-5 game, and that was very, very favorable to them in the first half. Corsairs played their game plan to perfection. They got what they wanted, a chance for Nakira Eximond to score a whole bunch of points, and she did. But then she got in foul trouble and fouled out of the game on that killer play. Doughty, the three-pointer, no good. Korzak had her hands on the rebound. They need a 3. Korzak gets it up there. They miss again. Houlihan misses the 2, and you can see it's just not in the cards for the Corsairs today. It's as simple as that. So UMass Boston and that .319 win percentage they had in Little East history coming into today, they are going to get the win here today. They're going to beat UMass Dartmouth for the second time in Little East tournament history, and they're going to go to the NCAAs as the three-pointer misses offline and goes out of play. 13.5 seconds left to go, and the party is on for the Beacons. That's Christina Baugh. She'll win her first championship as head coach in her 3rd season. And we will hear from her on the postgame as well as the most outstanding player, which you have to figure will be Grassi. 11 seconds left to go. There's no need to foul at this point. Corsairs aren't going to win this game, but they just don't want to admit that yet. So we'll get a couple more free throws with 8.1 seconds left to go. And it'll be some window dressing free throws to determine the rest of the game. UMass Boston outlasting UMass Dartmouth today. It looked like it might come down to who fouled out first, Eximond or Osborne. It was Eximond who fouled out first. That made Osborne expendable, so it didn't matter so much that she fouled out. And the proof is in the pudding here for UMass Boston. They get the job done down in Dartmouth. And the Corsairs do not win the league championship at home. Very similar thing happened the last time we hosted a conference championship here, which has actually been quite some time. You have to go back to 2008 in the first game we ever video streamed on CorsairAthletics.com as Rhode Island College came back late to beat the UMass Dartmouth men. UMass Dartmouth did get in at large that year, but they ended up being one and done as they lost to Coast Guard on the men's side. UMass Dartmouth hoping for a better fate here in 2018, but it just was not meant to be here today as Nakira Eximond fouled out, and that ended everything. Final score in Dartmouth, the UMass Boston Beacons 65, the UMass Dartmouth Corsairs 56. The Beacons win this battle of the University of Massachusetts system, and they win the 2018 Little East Conference Tournament Championship. They get the first Little East Tournament Championship in the history of their program, and they will go to the NCAA tournament in style via automatic qualification for the first time in program history, and they've also secured their first 25-win season in program history. Congratulations to Christina Baugh and her staff and her team and everyone in the athletic department at UMass Boston on another major feather in the cap for that program. We will carry the post-game award ceremonies for you here on Little East TV as they will present the runner-up awards to UMass Dartmouth. They will present the all-tournament team. They will present the most outstanding player. You have to think that's going to be Joie Grassi. And then last but certainly not least, the automatic qualifier and the championship trophy to UMass Boston. Let's take a look at that day for Joie Grassi. 8 of 18 shooting, 26 points, 9 for 10 from the free throw line, and 9 rebounds. Just an amazing effort turned in by her today. We'll take a quick break while they get the award table set up, and we'll come right back. Your 2018 Little East champions are the UMass Boston Beacons, and we'll be right back to see the coronation on Little East TV.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue. Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport. It allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
right, welcome back. We're just about ready for the awards ceremony. Greg Antonelli on the public address mic. We'll be breaking the news that UMass Boston is headed to the dance for the first time ever in 2018. UMass Dartmouth won the battle. They swept the regular season series. UMass Boston won the war. And they will go on and play somewhere Friday night. You have to figure Tufts might be an attractive destination if they host. You might see all three of those sites, Amherst, Bowdoin, Tufts, all host because their men's teams don't look like they're going to host this year. You can only host in one or the other, men or women. You can't do both in the Division III NCAA tournament, but that does not appear to be a concern for those three NESCAC women's programs. And so you just may see UMass Boston not only go to the NCAA tournament, but they might get to stay in the neighborhood and either play Tufts or maybe get in the middle of that pod and play as either the 2 or the 3 seed, which would give them a great chance to not only go to the NCAA tournament, but win a game. And what a thrill that is for that UMass Boston squad. Tested. They were not given this game. They had to earn it, and they did. What an effort today by Shania Osborne. She doesn't have the stat line, but you could make a case that she's the most outstanding player because she got Nakira Exumond out of the game. And that was where it was won and lost today. And we'll listen in to Greg Antonelli as he presents the post-game and post-season, post-tournament awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2018 Police Conference Women's Basketball Champions, UMass Boston.
Now the captains come forward for the Beacons. And they'll be presented their championship trophy, hard-earned, hard-fought. Darryl Kanicki, the assistant commissioner, presents the awards.
As we take a moment to acknowledge the individual members of the 2018 Police Conference Women's Basketball Champions.
And you see Christina Baugh overwhelmed with emotion over there on the sideline. What an undertaking this was to stick with it and come back after losing a 12-point halftime lead to win this game. Cutting down a net in her 3rd season at the helm.
Number 1, Joie Grassi. Number 2, Maya Joie. Number 3, Lydia Vital. Number 5, Ali Love. Number 10, Whitney Fulton. Number 11, Jelani Jackson.
Each player getting their own individual medallion as an award for winning the Little East Championship. What a thrill. As this UMass Boston women's basketball program continues to reach new heights. These two teams finished 7th and 8th in one order or the other 3 consecutive years, 2008, 2009, 2010. What an amazing thing it was that they were both the premier teams in the league this year. And only fitting that it came right down to the final minute between these two programs today. Classy touch by the Little East Conference as they'll acknowledge each and every player on the UMass Boston squad down the line. Shania Osborne getting that big round of applause, and she certainly earned it.
Number 20, Caitlin Vasquez. Number 21, Nair Mitchell. Number 22, Katie Matthew.
They've also got that all-important sign that they'll use to take the championship photo, saying that they're 2018 Little East champions. That photo will be all over the internet in about 10 minutes. And then they'll take that team picture, they'll cut down the net and really soak this all in as they await where they will be headed. They'll find that out in the NCAA selection show come Monday. UMass Dartmouth will be in that exact same position they were in a year ago, on the bubble and in the Hall of Fame room, watching the broadcast, hoping they get in for a second consecutive year.
Number 34, Raven Kelsey.
Raven Kelsey turned in an excellent effort this weekend as well. She'll get that final medal. She's got the trophy, the senior out of Boston, Mass, bringing it home to the 617.
Congratulations to all the players and staff on a job well done. The tournament's most outstanding player is awarded to the player that has the biggest impact on the team's games from the 2018 Women's Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. At this time, we would like to present the 2018 Women's Conference Tournament's most outstanding player to number 1, Joie Grassi.
Joie Grassi winning most outstanding player, and deservedly so. Put the team on her back in the first quarter, was accounting for over half their scoring as they built that early lead, and then was the difference maker, making shot after shot and free throw after free throw in the waning minutes of the championship game. 26 points and 9 rebounds, 9 for 10 from the free throw line. Did it all for UMass Boston today, and she's as big a reason as any for why they're moving on to the field of 64 next week.
Seniors from UMass Boston. Number 3, Lydia Vital. Number 22, Katie Matthew. And number 34, Raven Kelsey.
Now they're presenting the trophy, but UMass Boston already took it, and I don't blame them. They earned it. They'll go out there, they'll take the sign as well, and they'll, of course, pose the other way, as always happens when we do games here. But trust me, the photo will be worth seeing on LittleEast.com and all over social media here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to step aside. We'll work on getting the coach and Joie Grassi on the air so you can hear from them on a special and memorable day for them. Your final score again, UMass Boston champions of the Little East by a score of 65-56. We'll take a break and we'll come back to wrap it up here on DCTV and Little East TV. All right, welcome back here post-game. I'm with the newly crowned champions of the Little East Conference, the UMass Boston Beacons, here in 2018 as they win it 65-56. I'm joined by Coach Christina Baugh, as well as the most outstanding player, Joie Grassi. And Coach, we'll start first with you. Is this getting loud here? You traveled a fantastic crowd today, and you got a tremendous performance from Joie Grassi. And we'll start first things first. Did she really put your team on her back in the first quarter to build up that lead that you were able to build and ride to halftime? What was she doing to make sure she was getting so involved in the offense early and really taking that leadership role immediately from the opening tap?
Yeah, Joie Grassi's a matchup nightmare. We're lucky to have her. You know, with her ability to play with her back to the basket, she's got great hands, and her ability to put the ball on the floor and shoot threes. So I thought she was settled tonight. There was, you know, the nerves of the season have kind of come and gone, and she played with so much composure tonight, and we're just lucky to have her. And I thought our teammates knew that, so they found her in spots where she could be successful today.
And Joey, in that first quarter, you had more points than the rest of your team had combined. The ball kept seeming to find you, and you kept making the plays. What were you seeing out there that made you realize you would get all the opportunities you got, and how were you able to make the most of it?
Well, my teammates did a good job of passing the ball, and then they were saying that my defender couldn't really play me, so they kept coming to me.
And Coach, there were so many different things that were so important in this game, but it would be a mistake not to recognize the effort that Osborne put in on Nakira Examon today. It's going to look like Nakira had a great game with 25 points, but she could have gone 45 the way she was playing today. Tell me about that effort by Osborne to make sure she did just enough for you guys to win this game.
Yeah, she was huge. I thought Gianna Williams was huge as well. The game plan was to front and be big on the backside, and I thought for 30 minutes we did that. So I thought we frustrated her a little bit. She doesn't. I think she struggles versus big body posts. But Shania was huge tonight, and then my staff did a great job of managing her once she got 4 fouls. But this was a team effort. You know, we tried to go 10 deep, and everyone on that bench, we were bought in, we were locked in today, and I think it showed on the scoreboard.
Joey, we've been doing this Little East tournament thing for a long time, since long before you were born, 1986, and UMass Boston's never won it. They do it for the first time with you as the most outstanding player. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot that I could do it for my captains, because I know all season that Raven's been saying do it, play for the ring, so I'm happy I could do it for them and my team could do it.
And I'm sure you were ready, if this game didn't go your way, to argue until blue in your face that your team belonged in the NCAA tournament. Now you don't have to worry about it. You know you'll be back out there somewhere on Friday. It might even be close by if Tufts hosts and you get sent there. What kind of noise can your team make in the field of 64?
I think if we could carry this momentum, you know, the game's all about momentum. The season's about momentum. We're on a new streak, you know, the postseason. We're 3-0. So we're going to try to ride that as long as we can. But I think we're dangerous, man. I think we got a deep bench. And when we play like we played the last 2 days with confidence on the defense and playing together, I think it's going to be a tough matchup. So we're going to enjoy the heck out of today first, and we'll worry about that on Monday.
And Joey, you can count on one hand the number of teams in New England that'll win 25 games before the start of the NCAA tournament this year. You're one of them. Just a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment for your team. This really is not only a championship year, but also the best season in the history of your program. How exciting is that, knowing what you've accomplished, and how far do you think you can take this thing come next week?
It's pretty exciting, and I feel like if we keep playing the way we can play, then we can go pretty far.
And Coach, it doesn't get any easier wherever you go here. You know you're going to have stiff competition against teams as good or better than the one that you just played today. Your team has shown that they're able to play on that level now with 25 wins. What are the things now that you'll preach as you'll celebrate initially, but you got to get ready for another game?
Yeah, it's going to be the same every game. Joey sees it every game all day on the board. It's defend, rebound, and communicate. You know, that is the motto every night. And if we do those things and play together, I hope we give someone a great game.
Have you ever cut down a net before?
No.
All right, well, go have some fun then. Congratulations on a great game today. All right, that's a walk-off by the team that walked off with the championship. 65-56, your final score. That'll do it for us. UMass Boston, 2018 champions of the Little East, headed to the dance. Thanks so much for watching. On behalf of everyone here at DCTV, this is John Cabral saying so long from Dartmouth.